I'm having a really shitty time right now. I have no job, no boyfriend. It's starting to feel like I have no you. I'm right here.
I need you.
I have to go over to Adam's. He ran out of painkillers.
Adam's gonna be fine. You already changed his bedpan once today.
Ew.
I'd always heard that there was sort of a season 2, I'm not gonna call it a curse, but a season 2 challenge, which is that the first season kind of comes fully birthed from your brain. You've been waiting to tell these stories your entire life. And second season, you're like, holy mackerel, I created some people and now I have to figure out what to do with them. So this was the moment that the girls were kind of looking around themselves and going, okay, we are now not just one of 1,000 failures to launch. We're starting to look at, we may be specifically slowed down in our progress.
I am growing older and I'm under a lot of stress. I got fired, there's stuff.
Don't say fired, you're transitioning. They downsized.
It's almost like when you're in the elevator about to be in your apartment and you kind of almost pee your pants. Like they're getting really close to being the correct version of themselves, but they have to make sort of their worst mistakes right at that final pit stop. The first shot was definitely sort of a sly nod to the first season, maybe not that sly, and trying to show that Hannah is a certain kind of codependent, and so she's replaced Marnie with Elijah. We will find out whether that's a healthy choice or not. And I think it shows that Hannah's trying to reestablish herself, but she can't venture very far from who she's been. I told you that I'm doing this a different way, okay? I'm not just gonna show up and knock on your door in the middle of the night. I'm not going to make up weird excuses to see you. I'm not gonna invite you to my housewarming party and introduce you to my whole social circle. I'm gonna make logical, responsible decisions when it comes to you. Firstly, who dates a guy named Sandy? We have to ask ourselves that question. I had always wanted to work with Donald Glover. I'm a huge fan of his work, and he seemed like a really interesting character to also explore the race issue with what it means for Hannah, some of her own ignorance in understanding sort of race and class dynamics in her life in the city. I never feel the need to engage critics for the sake of engaging critics, but I do think it's an important topic to talk about on television, and I hope that we handled it in a way that's a little bit witty and a little bit perverse and pretty honest.
Maybe I'm bi.
Hannah would be so angry if you were bi.
People are so prejudiced against bisexuals, though. It's like the only group of people you can still make fun of. Bisexuals and Germans.
I think that Elijah and Marnie have always had a rivalry, and we all know that there's a thin line between love and hate.
Oh my God, this is hard.
I think they've always had this rivalry for Hannah's affections, and now that Hannah's sort of out of the way, it turns into something else. And it's funny because although it's a sex scene between a gay guy and a straight girl, it ended up kind of being, at least for a moment, sort of the most traditionally sexy sex scene we've seen yet in the show. It says something about a show when the hottest scene thus far is sex that quickly turns flaccid between a gay man and a straight girl. And I have to admit, we all wanted to see Allison Williams and Andrew Rannells have sex. And now we've had that privilege.
How am I supposed to get high if you're rolling your eyes?
I did not roll my eyes at you.
Just rolled them in my face.
I 100% did not roll my eyes. I looked up. I went like,